everybody. Welcome back to the Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast. I'm Dr. Steve Cabral, board-certified doctor of naturopathy, founder of the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute. Excited to get into a brand new week's show. Today, we're going to be talking about turning pro as a health coach or practitioner. And it's truly the day that changes everything in your career, your practice, and your life. So if you've never read the book, Turning Pro by Steven Pressfield, it's a great read. I'll be talking about it on the Cabral concept as well as one of my books of the week. But what I want to share with you always here as it pertains to our health coaching community is that there's a single moment in every successful health coach's life when everything changes. And it's not about a specific amount of money or building your website or getting your first client, truthfully. All of those are great milestones. They really are. They're amazing things to happen in your business. But it's actually when you decide, you choose to go pro. And what that means is that you are no longer just dabbling. We'll get into all the different things in just a moment. But you actually commit to the process, not just of becoming successful, but of actually doing the work that it takes to be a successful health coach. And if you really want it, this is what we all need to do. Now, the nice thing is this, you already know that that's what it takes to get well, right? Like if you want to get well, what do you want to do? Run your labs, follow the deficiencies and toxicities that you see, replenish the deficiencies, remove the toxicities, begin to rebalance the body using the de-stress protocol, and continue to heal. Does that happen in 7 days? 10 days? No. There's a bunch of quick start things that you can do, but it typically takes what? About 4 to 6 months, right? No different than your business. Literally no different. We just think of our business differently. What does your business require? Well, these are the things that we're going to talk about. But you know a lot of the times what you need to do. The social media content, the website creation, the articles, the referrals, the networking, all of those things need to be done, right? The online schedule, all of those things. So here's the issue though, is that a lot of health coaches, a lot of practitioners, they meet this internal resistance. That's what, again, this book's been around for over a decade, but it was a good book because it's one part motivation and inspiration and one part, let's do the work. Let's make it happen. And the resistance shows up as this though. You know that you've got to do, again, the domain URL, the domain hosting, the design, the setup, writing the pages, getting the photos, whatever it is, or creating that day's social media post. But instead, you're working on your logo for like the 4th week in a row. You're refreshing different Canva templates, or you're watching additional webinars on what you maybe think that you may need to do, or you're doing more brainstorming sessions, or you're kind of hiding behind the research while not actually doing the work, right? So there's a time and place for all of those things. And I give my team the same, like about 30 days, right? 2 to 4 weeks, have fun with it. Like without a doubt. I did that for my new book cover. I said, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Think about it for a couple weeks, play around with some different templates we may have and some different designs, sit on it, think about it, no issues. But after 30 days, you've got to move, right? You've got to bring these things, these amazing visualizations and ideas into the world. And the only way that they become a manifestation in this 3D reality is through the actual actions, through the work. And so that's really what this is about. But there's a specific quote from the book that said this: resistance will tell you anything to keep you from doing your work. So it's you should be doing this. Oh, you need to do that. Well, there's time for that later. You should focus on this. Where we really need to focus on where you currently resisting in your coaching business. That's where your next level lives. So you're resisting writing your web pages. You're resisting posting on social media. You're resisting doing networking in your local area. Those are the things that you're resisting. That resistance is telling you what you need to do, right? Just like the client who wants to lose weight. The resistance is saying you probably shouldn't keep snacking after dinner, right? Because, okay, you have a 500 calorie breakfast. You have a 500 calorie lunch. You do some afternoon exercise. Then you have a 500 to 700 calorie dinner. But then you also have a 500 calorie snack after dinner. You were doing everything right, and then you just blew it after dinner with that extra 500 calories. That could be the difference between you losing a pound or 2 that week, right? It's like all of that's so important. So What I share with you is, again, it's no difference in business. It's really not. It's just the amateur is playing around as a hobby and having fun. Nothing wrong with that. Amazing, right? Like if you don't need to create a career, post when you want on social media, have fun. No big deal at all. Obviously try to do some good in the world. But the pros are playing for building their brand, building up a clientele, and really providing for themselves and their family. And I would say the world, right? Like the goal is to provide a great service to the world. So amateurs dabble and pros decide. Pros decide, now I'm taking my business serious. This is when I take things to the next level, right? This next year is my year. These next 12 months is my time. But in order for that to come to fruition, we need to get it done now, right? Amateurs hope for clients, but pros build the systems that bring those clients in. Amateurs need inspiration all throughout the day, but pros schedule and then rely on discipline. You hear me talk about that all the time on my Mindset and Motivation Monday podcast. And the reason is that it's so hard to be inspired all day long. Like, so for example, the other night, I usually don't stay up late at night at all anymore, like literally ever. But there were so many projects that I had to get done before our amazing Reimagine Health Summit. And my book had to go through its final process of editing. And I had no more time and I couldn't do it the next day. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to stay up tonight, get it done, however long it takes, it takes. And so like, that's tough, but we made it happen, right? And so what happened though, the next day I was a little tired and I'm not used to being tired, truthfully. I'm really not. So here's what I did though. Just followed the schedule and the calendar. That's it. I just said, all right, nothing inspirational, nothing extra today. Just do what you have on your schedule for the day. That's just discipline. That's all that it is. Nothing special. I just did what I had to on my calendar that day. The exercise for that night wasn't anything crazy. It was just my normal exercise. And I went to bed a half hour earlier. Woke up the next day, feeling great, right? So it's like, you just live by that calendar and only schedule what you can do. That's really it. Outsource what you can't do, what you're not an expert in, to get it done. That's what the pros do, right? Again, like I've just learned this over the past couple of decades. I know that's a long time, obviously, but it was a slow learn for me because I'm like, oh, if I hire a manager, they can help me do all these things. Oh, if I hire this person, they can help. And like, it's phenomenal, right? Because then everybody wins. More jobs are created. We help more clients. But in your practice, if you can hire someone to do the things that you're not great at and don't want to do, and you can trade a client session for those things and you can get more clients that way, that's an easy trade in my book. All right. Amateurs, though, they fear failure and rejection. Pros, they expect it. And I say this all the time as well, because you can't expect to believe that you're going to get things right the first time you ever try it. That's why you just need to do them, right? Like get the failures out of the way. If you don't give up, you can't fail. And you just simply keep going. If you keep going, you can't lose. Nobody can be stopped. You cannot stop the person who refuses to give up. That's just the truth. And again, I say that all the time because it's like how I fail. It's like, oh, yeah, this wasn't right. Oh, messed that up. That's not going to happen. But it's not a failure. Like I'm just not going to give up, and I don't want you to give up either. Because if something's important enough, like your life's work, right? Health coaching, sharing your passion for healing with others, you can't give up on that, right? Like it's like you can't give up. This is too important to just stop. So what I want you to do is this. I want you to understand that when we turn pro, life gets very simple. We now have one thing to do during the day, like during the hours that are allotted to it, and that's our work, right? If you have extra time at night, like that's when I can go on social media. I tell myself, you're not going on social media during the day because you can check in at lunch, whatever your check-ins are, but that's it. Like can't be scrolling all day because there's work to do, right? So during the work hours, we have to put in our work because we turned pro. The next thing is this, is that the work for us is serving other people. So reading labs, creating wellness plans. I might be helping my team in some way, but like that's what our work is. So that's what we want to focus on. So what I want is for you to create that ritual, like from the book, Turning Pro. So pros plan, they write, and they reflect, right? So it's like, all right, this is my plan. I'm going to write it down. Then I'm going to look at it. Can I get all this done? Yes. If you can, then your job is to get it done. If it's too much, We have to simplify and say, all right, let's move that to another day. Can't do more than you can do in one day, right? So be realistic. How long is it going to take you to create a social media post? In the beginning, maybe an hour. Eventually, 20 minutes. So you just need to allot that, but understand where you're at right now. Nothing wrong with that. That changes in the future. Every 90 days, the 12-week year, my plans change. That's it. It's how I look at things. The boundaries is that you have to understand is that when you turn pro, you can't say yes to everything. That means all of the things that you're being asked to do in your life. So you simply have to prioritize and say which ones are most important, at least in this season. The next is this, it's your practice. You show up whether you're inspired to do that or not, right? And that's also why I love booking things in my calendar. If someone else is counting on me, I show up. Just the way that is. Doesn't matter if I'm excited. Doesn't matter if I'm, jazzed up that day, if I've got more energy or less energy, whatever it is. It's on my calendar. Make it happen. Same with you when you work. Whatever you need to do, that's what I do today. But here's the nice thing. At the end of the day, it always feels good. Whether it felt good going through the motions or not that day, it feels great. That sense of accomplishment, I did it. Didn't get to do everything, but I did today's work. The last one is this. It's purpose. Remembering why you started in the first place. Impact over income. In the beginning, your income won't be as high, but your impact is growing. That's what you're focused on. I focus on how can I help people heal? How can I teach other practitioners and people to heal themselves and others in their family? And that is the main goal. If I provide enough value, I know in this world that will be reflected back because that is how this world works. So remember, resistance is real, but it's proof that you're on the right path. If you feel that resistance, you're like, I'm going to put that off. I'm going to put that off. You know what you need to do. Now, the next step is it's not about the reward. It's about the work itself. Okay, I'm going to put in the work. You're putting in the work because that is ultimately what you need to do to create your impact, and then your income follows. Hopefully today's show is helpful. We appreciate everyone in this IHP community. If you're not already in IHP, come join us. One of the best times to start is right now. There will never be a better time. Head on over to ihp.coach or integrativehealthpractitioner.org. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing rest of the week.